Hi, I'm Mike again, and I have the pleasure and honor of interviewing and speaking with Bob from MAPPA. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you taking the time out of this crazy day going on to really sit down with us and talk
It's my
about it.
pleasure. Thank you.
Now, you've got something interesting that I think is a good subject that not many people can really talk about and maybe in the future this could help out. You guys actually expanded your territory as a regional. Can you a little bit tell me about maybe the process you decided that why you should do that, and then over the couple years period of time, what you have been doing?
Sure. MAPPA started out a number of years ago as pretty much a grassroots effort out of the eastern shore of Virginia, and basically that's where its focuses were. It had less than a handful of board members that were at the helm, so to speak, with the organization. Over the years, and specifically over, I would say, the past 4 or 5 years, uh, MAPPA has grown quite a bit, and both from an expansion perspective in covering the state of Virginia and serving the state of Virginia, to its board members, and to its credit, it has attracted some pretty heavy hitters in the industry, both on the supplier side and the distributor side, to help in the efforts of supporting MAPPA, and again in supporting the efforts of the promotional products industry in the state of Virginia. MAPPA started out, like I said, over on the Eastern Shore. It expanded over into Central Virginia, into Richmond, be it with the trade shows, which are obviously a big part of
Richmond's
what
a
we
big
have to offer.
deal.
Yeah, Richmond was a big deal, but Richmond had its challenges because yeah, Richmond at first was not all that accepting, I guess is a good way to put it, of MAPPA and the efforts of MAPPA. I mean, Richmond was kind of like its own little niche, even though they didn't have any kind of an association. They came around. The bigger players, as far as the distributors in the Richmond area, saw the benefits of being a part of MAPPA from a membership perspective and participating in the events and shows and whatnot. And they climbed on board the bandwagon, so to speak. So yeah, Richmond has become a pretty integral geographic location for
Now,
MAPPA.
now, how long have you been with the board?
I'm a little over 2 years at this
A
point.
little 2 years.
Hmm.
Excellent. Now, I would say I'm curious on this one. How did you guys approach the expansion? Did you make phone calls first and just sign up membership through friends of friends, contacts within the industry, or did you throw events and had success at events? And was there positive right away?
Combination of both. We initially tried to just put some events out there, which we kind of took a couple bruises, you might say,
Okay.
had a couple black
Took a lot
eyes
of hits.
with
Okay.
it at first, but you got to learn from your mistakes. And then I think what I recognized was just the actual personal reaching out to the population, distributor population in Richmond, and explaining to them really what the benefits and what they can get out of being a part of this organization, and that was a big part of how we expanded. We have added quite a bit as far as opportunities for people to network, to learn, to gain better relationships with suppliers, with the distributors on the supplier side. And it's done very well. We now have major events in
How
Virginia.
many major events you have?
We've got because of the size of Virginia, we have to, when we do, say, our spring showcase, and we do a spring showcase and we do a fall showcase, and with both of those events, it has to be it's a minimum of a 2 day investment on the part of
A
the.
2 day regional show is big.
Yeah, it is, and it's a moving show. We don't do it just in one spot. In other words, we'll do one show in Newport News, and then the next day we'll go over and we'll do it in Richmond, or we'll do it in Newport News, and then we'll go over to Roanoke, over to the western side of the state. Roanoke was that was a gamble on MAPPA's part. We really weren't too sure what kind of response we were going to get. It's Virginia is a very, very diverse state. Richmond being like the metro area, Virginia Beach being more the kickback shore type of atmosphere, and then you've got Roanoke, which is very much you're on the cusp of on the border of West Virginia and Tennessee and whatnot. So it's different environments. When we went to Roanoke, we were welcomed with open arms when we did the Roanoke event, and that has turned out to be just an extremely successful endeavor. Distributors will travel, and this is an end user event, by the way, as well. And distributors and their end users will travel anywhere from 75 to 100 miles just to be able to come to that show and meet with the vendors, see what's new, what's exciting. How can they work to have their projects be more successful and have the one-on-ones with the suppliers
That's
right there.
awesome that you can pull people from that far away.
Yeah.
I mean, then they feel like they have some skin in the game when they're there and they're ready to do business.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
What's interesting, what I like about this is that you guys have a lot of pioneer thinkers, that you guys think outside the box, that you're always looking to expand. That takes a really creative board to really think that way. Do you find it, from your perspective, where do you see it going?
I see it continuing through the state. Exactly where in the state it's going to expand, we're not exactly sure yet. We're trying to take a look at some areas within Virginia, probably north of Richmond, where there's a very strong distributor population that needs to be served, and if anything has been underserved. And so that's what we're doing, is we're identifying the places that really need an association to help to bring them together to better their efforts and to be served within this industry. What we implemented last year was some educational breakfast programs. We're doing, I believe, 9 a year this year, and again,
9 a year is a lot.
Yeah, and what we'll do, the general rule of thumb is we'll bring in a supplier to do a seminar of some sort. It could be on compliance, it could be on specific types of products and how they can be used for specific types of events or conventions or whatever the case may be. But the themes are drawing in a crowd, and they seem to be very, very well received. So that's something we're going to be continuing down the road. And we're not doing it in just one location. We're doing it all over the place. We just had our last one in Roanoke, ironically, and again, tremendous success. So,
is there any type of advice you would give to your peers that, in terms of motivation, that they're thinking about expanding their regional? Because I know membership, everybody's really crucial in membership and bringing in members. What kind of advice could you give to you about the changes that you guys have made?
Well, I think, speaking for me personally, okay, MAPPA as an association, I touched on this before, has attracted some pretty heavy hitters, and
it sounds like that's the key, is to get some heavy hitters.
well,
to help out
it
too.
is, but the reason it has is not just because, wow, look at the potential of growth of business and whatnot. I mean, yeah, sure, ultimately we all want to make money and make a profit, but I have to say it's just been there has been no attitudes, is the best way I can say it. I mean, it's just, what you see is what you get with our board of directors and our executive board.
Everybody's even keel, it sounds.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, we've got our chain of command with our our board and our vice president and our president and our executive director, but it's the egos go out the window, and we just work very, very diligently and very specifically for the betterment of the promotional products industry in Virginia.
That almost sounds like a good slogan to start your board member. Egos out the window before you
Yeah,
go. I like
yeah.
it.
Well, because unfortunately, when you get a group of people together, and they may all have their own little personal agendas as to why they're getting involved in any association, be it in this industry or any other. When those egos do get in the way, it's all of a sudden it becomes more of a self-satisfying endeavor than it is something that's better for the majority. Speaking for myself, I mean, I'm based out of Pennsylvania, which people think it's very odd that I'm involved in an association that is, at a minimum 4.5 hours away to the closest border.
That's true dedication, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But again, it's I'm very passionate about the organization, about MAPPA, and about what our efforts are and what we're going after and what our goals are. So.
Excellent.
It's not brain surgery.
Well, Bob, I really appreciate you sitting down talking with us. I know this has been really interesting, and you guys seem to you're doing a great job. Can't wait to hear what you're doing next year.
Great.
And have a great LEW.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you again next year.